We here at Mayhem Media
understand the trials and tribulations of life.
No matter how hard life can get.
Suicide is never the answer.
There's more assistance available today than ever before.
If you or a loved one are suffering from suicidal thoughts, please don't try and take it on alone.
Call or text 988 if you live in the U.S.
Or if you're in Great Britain, call 116123 or text 85258.
The world is a better place with you in it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mayhem Tainment. I am your host, the bad guy, JD, and we're here for our continuation of our Marvel Cinematic Universe series. With episode 11, we're going to be talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel. Unfortunately, we don't have our full quorum today, but we still have enough people to continue the episode. Across from me, from Popcorn and Whiskey, my favorite show, the bald guy, Andrew Poletto.
How you doing, everybody? Looking forward to this. This is going to be interesting because we got the I guess the skeleton crew tonight, but we'll get through this. It'll be
right. Absolutely.
Be ready for some laughs, folks. Be ready for some laughs.
Yes, even though we're missing some people, we're still going to have a great episode. That's for sure. And underneath me is the greatest podcasting tag team in history, Uncle Slam, everybody's favorite uncle.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And the legend himself, J-Mac.
Yes. Welcome back to the show. Glad to be here. Glad y'all have us here. It's going to be fun. Do you want me to go ahead and make the announcement, or you want me to drag it out a little longer?
Let JD say what you're talking about.
Let's hold off. Let's hold off for just a second here. I just want to give shout out to the other JD, Jason. He's not able to make it. He's having some issues. Not issues. He's okay, but he's having some pain after his most recent surgery. And nothing. When you're having pain after surgery.
Yes.
Coming on and talking about a comic book movie likely isn't on your forefront.
Right.
You're looking to do.
Definitely.
So, but we will keep him in our prayers and hope he gets better. Wolfman's officially on vacation, and Jedi Theorist had some personal family business pop up, and our policy on Mayhem Media is always family first.
Yes,
so
sir.
they both everybody will be back in 2 weeks for Endgame. I'm hoping to have the full panel back for Endgame. I'm not planning to do that, I don't think, unless I can get everybody in for that movie. So
and if you don't, you're fired.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Slam, I just want to say I don't think your microphone is being used. I think it's your camera. You might want to check your settings.
We got to go through this again, Uncle Slam.
Uncle Slam.
I thought I had all that worked out.
And you didn't spell uncle correctly either on your thing.
Well, it's just Unc. He just went by Unc Slam.
He's just Unc Slam tonight.
That's right.
All right, so Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, Uncle Slam, and J-Mac, you guys have an announcement that I'm happy to have you release on my show. So what is the special announcement that you have?
Well, coming up soon in probably a couple of weeks, we have a returning member of Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. The Vipress is coming back to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. We're glad to have her back. She's going to have her own little segments. It's going to be sporadic at first and everything till she gets her feet wet again. But we are glad to have the Vipress coming back and joining the fold again. We'll have our 3-man original crew back. So all you fans of the Vipress and everything, tune in. She'll be back soon. We'll be doing it the
Excellent.
way we do it, unscripted and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're glad to have her back. It's along with other things that are going to be happening. Next week, we do have a couple of big announcements too that we have to keep under wraps. But stay tuned next Friday for the Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc show. And yeah, we'll be making a huge announcement next week.
Yes, of course. It's going to be having me on another episode. That is what the big announcement is next week. There's no reason for us to wait, J-Mac. That's what the big announcement is. We can announce it now. It's fine.
Well, we will have you back, but that ain't the announcement, unfortunately.
Hey, I'm looking forward to coming on when the Vipers is going to be on. I'd like to be able to do an episode with you.
Is she hot?
The original Headlocks.
Is she hot?
Is she hot, Andrew? Yeah, you know what? You're going to have to go check out early.
Why is my
Headlocks.
microphone not showing up?
You have to go check out early Headlocks.
And
Uncle Sam's still having
JD,
trouble
are
with his
you using your
microphone.
regular
Yeah.
microphone?
Am
No,
I saying
like
mine?
that's it. Like
Are
it's
you
not
even
even
plugged
showing
in?
up. Yeah, I'm plugged in. That's the crazy part. It's like I never changed anything. So
And JD, it sounds like you're on a different microphone as well.
I'm
Hold on.
definitely no. Mine's definitely mine.
Here, I'm gonna leave
Can you-
the studio.
Can
and
you
try to-
tap it?
It's coming up
I
on
don't
the
know if
thing when I
that's-
tap it.
I don't know if that sounds like the microphone or just the sound from the desk.
I don't know.
I don't know what sound you're hearing.
It sounds like you're just a pen tapping the desk. It doesn't sound like it's tapping the microphone itself.
Well,
Like
no
this?
offense. Yeah, but no offense. Do you see how you're tapping the microphone right now?
Yeah.
I don't possess that capability with my fingers.
Can you get a pen or something to tap it or something?
That's what I was just doing. I was using my knuckle to tap on the microphone right in front of me.
Okay, all right.
He
all
was
right,
using his knuckle.
his knuckle. All right.
Yeah,
You know,
the thing's
it's,
popping up.
it's better than your knee.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's definitely the microphone. So I'm on the
Okay.
microphone.
Well, we gotta get you a different microphone. That's all there is to it.
This is the first. I mean, it's weird that you're saying that. Most of the time, people say I sound pretty good. I don't usually have a problem with it. I don't know why it's sounding like that for you tonight.
Okay.
Huh?
But I mean, I need a new one anyway, like one on an arm. But that's neither here nor there. We're way off topic, and we lost Uncle Slam.
I warned
This
you
whole
guys.
episode's done went to hell already,
You know what?
man.
You know what? Tonight's episode is about Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel. If there's going to be an episode that falls apart, it might as well be this one.
There
Right.
you go.
So we're gonna start, and Uncle Slam, I think we'll be back, and we'll jump back in once he gets his bike.
He should
sorted
be.
out. I wish you guys lived closer. I wish I could just go to Uncle Slam's house and help him diagnose all these microphone problems.
I
really
trust
do.
me, I have tried. I don't know what he's got going on with his computer and stuff and everything. I have tried.
Yeah, and Andrew, I wish you lived closer so you could come over and help me when I'm having problems with my
Yeah,
arms.
what the heck, dude. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We need to get a community together. I'm gonna
Oh,
buy
once
some
you
land.
once you get a microphone arm, then
Yeah, that's gonna help a lot.
yes.
Then I can have the microphone literally right in my face, which is
Yes.
what I'd like to do. So, small goals. They're
Okay.
achievable. We'll get
Okay.
there.
Right.
So Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp, actually, I said that backwards. Ant-Man and the Wasp was actually released first. But before we go into this, I just want to point out a little something for the timeline for our viewers and for you guys. I don't know if you're aware of it. Ant-Man and the Wasp is technically taking place right at the same time as the events in Infinity War.
Yes.
Guardians 3 and Thor Ragnarok take place simultaneously before the events of Infinity War. Okay, just so everybody can get the chronological of all the movies and when they take place. When they take place at the same time, it's hard sometimes. So Guardians and Thor 3 happening simultaneously before Infinity War, and Ant-Man and the Wasp taking place at the same time that Infinity War is happening.
And the super chick, what's her name again?
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
She's like back in the 80s.
Yes. That technically, if you go chronologically instead of the release order, Captain Marvel would be second in the watch order, right after Captain America, First Avenger. Then Captain Marvel would be the next one in the timeline. You're right.
I hate that whole. Never mind. I'll get into that in a minute.
I don't mind it as much for me. Let's hold on because Ant-Man and the Wasp was first. So,
Yeah.
I think Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm sorry, that's not what I wanted to click on. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp was a pretty good movie. I thought it was humorous. I like the dynamic between Paul Rudd and I'm totally drawing a blank on his name now. All of a sudden,
Michael Douglas.
yes, thank you, Michael Douglas. I think they have a great chemistry together, and I like all the supporting cast too. And that's what's gonna lead me into my first question. You guys can recap, talk about what you like about the movie, but the one thing I want to know from you guys is do you think the supporting cast had more value in this movie specifically than in other Marvel movies? Because in my opinion, the supporting cast is 50% of this movie, both the family dynamic and Michael Pena, who is just hysterical. And this is, dude, I watched this movie, rewatching this for this scene where he comes out and he sees a gigantic ant sitting on the couch, and his reaction made me laugh out loud, dude. I belly laughed at that scene, even though I've seen the movie 4 or 5 times already. So talk to me about the supporting cast when you while you guys are talking about the movie and what you liked about it. Andrew, do you want to go first?
I guess I can, and maybe I'm just a naysayer with this. Michael Pena's character, I do not like it. I like Michael Pena as an actor.
Yeah.
My God, he's just too, I don't know, hyper spastic, or whatever, if that's even a correct word here. It just doesn't fit anywhere in there. At least I don't think so. Not at all. It just, and the first one especially, it just drove me nuts. And the second one I saw at the theater, and that's the only time I saw it. So forgive me for not knowing everything.
Yeah, it's okay.
My gosh, I did not like his character at all.
Wow.
And it's funny. Before you said it, I was gonna bring up the exact same thing of if I didn't think he fit in at all. But you said totally different than I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about the rest of the supporting cast then? The family and Hank Pym, Michael Douglas is Hank Pym, and the Wasp. Do you think the rest of the supporting cast helps Paul Rudd? What I'm saying is Paul Rudd doesn't carry this movie.
No, the Wasp chick, I like her. Whatever her name was.
I'm totally drawing a blank on her name right this second.
Evangeline Lilly. I'm looking at it. Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, she, speaking of which...
you all know her from the show Lost, probably.
Yes, and she also has brain damage now, too.
Never saw Lost.
Yes, she had I want to say it was a skydiving accident, and she fell face first into a boulder. Ooh. And, yeah, she has brain damage now and is trying to recover from that.
Wow, I didn't know that. I definitely didn't get any of that.
Yeah, I didn't heard that either.
So is she, I would assume she probably won't be in any upcoming movies?
I'm checking to see. No, it looks like she's going to be stepping away from acting. So that's disappointing for the Ant-Man. That's disappointing for the MCU and for the Ant-Man, because I know that they were planning, Ant-Man and the Wasp was planning on, that was going to be big moving into the future yet. Ant-Man, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man was going to be a big character going into some of the stuff. And I definitely expected to see her in Doomsday. I expected the full, Marvel cast to return. But that's disappointing. I don't know if they'll do a recast or not about that. And
okay,
you know what?
here's what it says. On May 30th, according to Wikipedia, 2025, Lily suffered facial and head injuries after passing out and falling onto a boulder.
Okay.
In 26, she revealed she had brain damage caused by a traumatic brain injury from the accident and is now focused on recovery.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's disappointing. Maybe she'll start feeling better and getting better. Maybe she'll decide to come back. I don't know, but
first and foremost, get your health together.
Yeah. Prayers first. Prayers first, and that leads me into a talking point. You know what? Let's hold off. Everybody else gets to go around. J-Mac, what are your thoughts on the movie and the supporting cast?
I was a bigger fan of Ant-Man 1. I do like Ant-Man 2, just because it continued the story. There were some plot holes that I have questions about and everything, but that's something we can get into here in a few minutes. Yeah. But I like Paul Rudd playing Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I think he was the perfect cast. He's a smart aleck. Yeah. He's got that smart aleck. He's very I don't know. I think he's one of the characters as far as a superhero that is okay to kind of do the comedy with. You know what I'm saying? You can't do the comedy with Captain America because he's got to be serious. You can't do it with Robert Downey because he's trying to be serious. But like somebody like him, he's not really the main superhero, so you can kind of do that sideshow type stuff with him and everything. Overall, I liked the movie. I didn't like it as good as the first one, but it was a good, continuation of it.
Uncle Slam, what are your thoughts?
I'm kind of like the Legend. I like the first one a lot better. This one I just felt like nothing for. I mean, like most of the time when I watch a movie, like I get either I love it, I hate it, or I'm interested, or I'm just, this I was just like, take it or leave it. Like it was just, like I like Paul Rudd, but it just felt like, even he didn't feel like he saved the movie because he didn't feel like he had those one-liners. He didn't feel like he was as funny. The only thing I really liked about the movie was, I guess, the visuals, and that was more because it made me think about back when I used to take acid and shit. Just to be honest, I just didn't care for the movie. Like I could take it or leave it. Like if it was on, it's like background noise. So
Okay.
I just didn't really like it at all.
Okay. Well, we were talking about, you said you like Scott Lang, J-Mac as Ant-Man, and I'd like to say I think Michael Douglas as Hank Pym is a great casting choice. I think Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp was another great choice, and Michelle Pfeiffer joins the cast and the MCU as Janet Van Dyne. And I'm sorry, I don't care if all three of you guys can disagree with me on this. I think Michelle Pfeiffer was a great addition to the MCU. I thought seeing her was like, oh wow, this is awesome.
I say that all the time. Seeing her is like, oh wow, awesome.
In terms of being a fan of hers too, right? Like, I mean, I'm a fan of Michelle Pfeiffer's anyway, and we don't get to see her in too much stuff. Hollywood doesn't cast older women as like they do younger women, so we haven't seen her in a while. And I was glad to see her in the MCU, but just in a movie. I was happy to see her on the big screen again.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you guys have any thoughts on Michelle Pfeiffer or the cast?
I mean, I was kind of indifferent. I mean, I like Michelle. There's movies that I like Michelle Pfeiffer in, but I'm not like an overall Michelle Pfeiffer fan. I don't think she's like an Oscar-winning actress. I think she's a good actress, but I mean, as far as like impact, I mean, okay, cool, she's here, but it wasn't like, oh, Michelle Pfeiffer's here. I mean, I'm glad she got, she did good for what she was supposed to do. But for me, it was like indifferent. They could have got anybody to do it, and it would have been fine with me.
As much as I like Michelle Pfeiffer, I have to 1,000% agree with you there. It was I don't think anybody says, oh, I got to go see this movie because Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. Right. They could have had any actors play that role.
Yeah, I don't think.
And I'm a Michelle Pfeiffer fan, too, and it pains me to say that because I like seeing her, but any actors could have played that.
I disagree with that a little bit, but I like Michelle Pfeiffer. I think she's the best Catwoman we've ever had. So, but we're not going into DC. So let's move away from that, especially if J-Mac disagrees. We can't get a consensus. Let's just move on. Uncle Slam, what are your thoughts on Michelle Pfeiffer and the cast?
I'm almost the opposite of the Legend. I like Michelle Pfeiffer a lot. I think she's a good actress. I think she's made a lot of good movies, but I do agree that if you would put anybody else in her place in this movie, I don't think it would have changed anything. I think her role was just so small. Like I said, I mean, you could have popped anybody. Now, the next movie, the Ant movie is a little bit different. They have, they show a little bit more, but she only shows up, I think, for like the last 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of the movie. So the impact is just not really there and stuff. But I still love her as an actress. I just, like I said, she just didn't get enough screen time to save the movie.
Yeah. All right. So the left side of your screen is going to be the people who are smart, and the right side are people who are going to be not. Just for our viewers. I can always rely on Uncle Slam. I can always rely on Uncle Slam to at least get my back. That's one thing. Uncle Slam, when
your left or my left.
When it gets bad, it can always. I can always rely on Uncle Slam to at least.
You can also say that this side of the screen, up and down, we have good sound quality.
Right.
I think you're the one.
Oh, that's a spam. Oh man,
I think you're the one.
That's low hanging fruit right there, y'all.
I think
That's
you're the one
low-hanging
having
fruit.
the audio problems. You're the first person that said that I don't sound good. So I checked your headphones there.
Testing
guy.
1 2. Testing 1 2.
2,
Oh,
3.
you can also testing. Yeah, I can get closer to my mic too. I just have to bend over a little bit more. That's all.
There you go.
Oh,
Now we
God.
can hear you when you're close
Yeah.
to the mic.
Well, I can't. I'm not doing the whole show like this. Sorry.
No,
We're going to have to get him one of those little things that goes around his neck and just holds the microphone right there
Yeah.
in front of his
No, I need
mouth.
an arm. That's what I'm looking at. I'm getting an arm. But and I also like to point out that the people on this side of the screen, we have our hair still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your point being what?
I do too,
Oh, I
buddy.
forgot J-Mac does. Yeah, I forgot
uh-huh,
J-Mac
yeah.
does. He
I
wears
got
his
lots
hat so
of
often,
Hey,
and I forget what
if
he's
this
got
wasn't
under
a
there.
family orientated, I would use a really expressive cuss word right now.
What, F you?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All right. Can anybody remember the character or the villain name for the villain or the anti-hero?
Ghost?
She's
Ghost.
a villain in this,
The,
but
the invisible girl.
what'd you say, Uncle Slam?
I said Ghost, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, Ghost.
Yeah.
Yes. And I did have her name written down somewhere, but I cannot find it
Hannah
right now.
John Carmen.
The actress's name I have on the on the thing, but I don't have the character name on there.
Ava Starr.
Ava Starr. Yeah, that's it.
Look at me. Look at me here.
I know
huh?
it. Look. We can also say that this side of the screen is prepared.
Exactly.
Yeah. In my studio with the visuals that I prepared. Oh man, I love it. Google, the almighty overlord of Google. Everybody, we got it. It's under control. So what do you guys think, Ant-Man? I don't really think there's much else to talk about Ant-Man.
Well, there's plot holes in this movie.
What? Oh yeah, you said about plot holes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. What plot holes are you talking about, Legend?
Okay, so to start off, why didn't Hank just enter the quantum realm himself? He spent years researching the quantum realm. He eventually develops a vehicle capable of entering it, but earlier in the MCU, Scott already demonstrated that a person could survive entering it. So you can reasonably ask, why didn't Hank experimenting with this much earlier?
He didn't think it was possible until Scott Lang, Paul Rudd did it. He didn't think that you could survive.
Yeah. Like he knew you could go there, but he didn't know if you could go there.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Once he found that out, why didn't he go in there and try to save his wife?
That's what the second,
because he was a wuss.
Yeah, no, that's what the second movie was about. That's what the events between the first and second movie was. Them getting what they needed to the quantum tunnel so that they could go get her. They just needed to figure out where she was. That was the other. That was the other hindrance. They don't know where in the quantum realm she was until she gave them a beacon.
I mean, I guess you could argue that, but my next question
I'm not arguing it. Those are the facts.
Subjective facts, because like
Those
I said, but at the end of the day, why did he send Scott in? Why didn't he put the suit on himself?
He's the one that went in to get her.
Hank didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. Scott Lang is fighting Ghost with the Wasp while he goes down and gets her.
Oh, that's right, he did. That's right, he did.
Yeah, he is the one that goes to get her, Mr. Prepared.
Hey, look. Don't start with me, man.
Oh, that's where
all
you
right.
started.
So here, okay. Then explain this one, genius. How did she survive 30 years with no food?
You can survive. Oh, that's explained in the third one. I can't get into that. That's explained in the third one.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, well, that's something we could definitely talk about.
In the third what?
The next one.
The third what?
Third movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah.
There's a third movie?
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
I thought this was the third, this last one. I guess I haven't watched that one. Yeah,
I guess you guys got some homework before we get to the third one, then.
Possibly if I don't fall asleep, but still, that still makes no sense.
Listen, the third one is. I'm not going to lie. Let's not kid ourselves. The third one, in terms of all the Ant-Mans, is probably the shakiest of them. So let's not. I'm not going to front for that on that front, but. Yeah, so you have the other ones?
They all get small and go into the quantum range, whatever it's called, quantum realm thing?
Yeah. Yes, that's the one. Quantumania is when they all shrink down. Him, his daughter, and his daughter's in that one. Yeah, I believe it's Scott Lang's daughter's in that one. She gets a suit of her own, and it's Ant-Man, the Wasp, and his daughter, who I think now that we've been talking about that, his daughter's, the actress that plays his daughter, will likely be the one that comes up and replaces the new Wasp then.
So just everybody gets a suit now? Is that it?
That's it.
Like those who Hank Pym says gets a suit. I don't know.
You're special. Take
Hank
a suit.
Pym.
So for 30 plus years, you had to expect one suit, and now hey, we'll get one. And you want one extra large?
I mean, I want to point out,
I
want to point out technology about how 30 years ago, a big screen TV that's hanging on my wall cost 5 times what it does now. As time passes and as you research technology, it gets cheaper to do things as you understand it more. So, yes, that's my answer to you. You may not like the answer, but that's the answer.
I think answer sucks.
All right, well, let's rate it, and I think we know what at least you're going to rate.
Hold on, I got one more. One more.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
please.
This is the biggest one. Okay, the quantum realm rules are extremely inconsistent. Okay, and it became apparent because one of the MCU's biggest science fiction hand waves is in Ant-Man and Wasp, the quantum realm is presented as an extremely strange place where normal physics doesn't apply. But yet in Endgame, they turn that concept into the foundation of time travel. If physics don't apply in there, how do they go to certain places in time and know when to manipulate everything?
Well, I know what a segment of the end game is going to be about now. But the fact is, we don't know how to do time travel, so some of this is going to have to be science fiction.
Well, it's all science fiction, but
I can explain it to you, but it's too complicated. It's really
get your chalkboard out, man. Get your chalkboard out.
I don't want to,
I need a chalkboard.
Stuff to figure it out.
I need an easel and one of those math sliders. We don't have time for all that.
Here, let me just get ahead of this curve. This side has failed high school. Okay.
That ain't funny. I didn't graduate.
Oh man. Well.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
What you trying to say, Andrew?
All right.
That was a good one. Oh shit. Oh.
All right. We're gonna move into rating it now. That's good stuff. I'm gonna rate. I'm gonna go first on this one. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was gonna give it a 3.5, but I'm going to make it a 4 because I think the supporting cast is really great in the movie. Oh, and I got Wolfman ringing in here too. We'll take care of him too. But I'm going to give it a 4, a 3.5 plus the half star for the supporting cast. I think they did amazing and made the movie a lot more than what it is. Wolfman is not a feather of either one. And Wolfman's going to give him a strong 3 out of 5. And it's okay. Thank you, Wolfman. I'm glad you're tuning in and weighing in here. That's great.
I've told him this already. He may be the man and the myth, but I am the legend.
Yeah. Andrew, rate the movie for us?
I don't really remember it, so I'm going to give it a nice 2.5 watered down shots.
Okay. That's not
because
terrible.
I don't really remember if I liked it or not.
He said watered down shots.
Watered down shots.
At least you know you didn't hate it. I guess that's the most important.
No, I didn't hate it because Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. No, I didn't hate it because of that. But I didn't know she was going to be in it until I saw her.
Simple pleasures, Andrew.
Yes.
That's what Andrew brings you on Popcorn and Whiskey. Simple pleasures.
That's right.
J-Mac, what are your thoughts? Rate it.
I'm going to give it probably a 2.5 headlocks. I didn't want to squeeze too hard for the third one, but there was nothing memorable about this movie to me. It is what it is. I understand why they made it, to keep the continuation and to be able to tell. I think this movie they could have done 20 minutes in one of the Endgames or Infinity War movies to explain all this crap. And besides wasting 2 hours of my life, I'll never get back. And my favorite part of the movie is right there at the end when the credits start. That's, But other than that, yeah, 2.5.
All right, Uncle Slam.
I'm going to be generous and give it a 2. Slams, just because, kind of like J Mac said, it was just like background noise. Like there was nothing that was memorable about it. There was nothing that I was like, oh man, like have you seen Ant-Man 2? Oh man, like you see what happened? No, it was just like forgettable. You know what I'm saying? So giving it 2 is very generous, I think, right now.
It is an in-between movie, but I clearly disagree with these guys. I enjoyed the movie, and I do understand that it was more of an in-between movie. I'm only glad it's happening the same time as Infinity War, so it has to be a standalone, independent movie. Before we get to the post-credit scene, I did forget. Does anybody know what the scene is for Stan Lee?
No.
Slam?
I'm trying to think. I know they did a big tribute to him at the beginning of the movie and stuff. I think it was this movie or was it the other one?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was at the beginning of this movie. That
because
was
he just passed away.
This one.
Because they kept showing pictures of him, like where they normally show the Marvel people. Where was it? I don't remember, honestly. Like, I want to say he was on a plane, but I think that's Miss Marvel or something instead.
Yeah, close for Miss Marvel, but yes, definitely not for this one. So what happens is he's here standing on the street, and it's during the chase scene with Ant-Man, and they're throwing the miniaturizer things at the enemies, and they hit his car, and he drops the key.
Doing, Legend?
Wait till you see the comments.
He drops the keys. Yeah, I'll get there in a minute, J-Mac. He drops the keys after his car shrinks down, and he says, well, the 70s were fun, but now I'm paying for it.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Uncle Slam said that, this movie was nothing that he told people, man, have you seen Ant-Man and Wasp? This was more like, have you seen Ant-Man and Wasp?
All right, if the post-credit scene is where it does tie into the universe.
He's in the quantum realm.
He is in the quantum realm here. And does anybody know what's about to happen?
The blink.
The snap.
Yeah, the snap. Like where everybody disappears.
Yes. So the snap happens and these three disappear. Ant-Man gets stuck in the quantum realm. So, and that was the post-credit scene. I kind of liked it. I liked that they tied it into the Infinity Wars. And I liked that because we don't always, again, time. We don't always get to know when these things or when these movies are happening or how many days, weeks, or months or years pass.
I just remembered something that I when I was at the movie theaters and I saw this, and at the very end that happened, and he's in the quantum realm and everybody else like poof goes away. Well, why wasn't he asked to help fight the Thanos and everybody else?
This is happening during Infinity War.
I know, but everybody else was fighting Thanos. How come he didn't get invited to fight Thanos?
Well, he was still locked up. Remember, like he was on.
He was on house arrest. They actually said it in Infinity War. Yeah. Clint, and Scott are under house arrest.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. I didn't know that. All right.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be the expert. That's okay.
Okay.
So I like the end game credit scene. It was good. The post credit scene. I'm sorry. I thought was good, and I liked the way they tied it back in, and it gave us some idea of when this was happening. And now we know. We also figured out this is why, other than being house arrest, this is what's happening while that whole thing is going on.
Wait, so Tony Stark can do all this stuff with his money and brilliance and everything else, but he can't get Ant-Man out of house arrest?
Right.
He was the one that put Ant-Man under house arrest. Remember? Yeah. That's why Iron Man.
He was on Cap's team.
Yeah, he was on Cap's team.
Registration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he went giant Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was against Iron Man, so no, Iron Man wasn't going to get him out of that.
Remember,
why would he do that?
Like in the movie, they talked about that he broke the Soviet, or not the Soviet Accord, but like whatever the
Sokovia Accords. You were right, Uncle Sam. The Sokovia Accords.
Yeah, Accords or whatever, and that's why he was locked up, and that's why they were chasing Hank Pym and his daughter too. Also,
yes. They were also in violation of the Sokovia Accords. That's why Hank Pym and his daughter had to be on the run between the first and second movies also.
Okay.
All right. So now we got Captain Marvel coming up next. This is what it is. It's an origin story for Captain Marvel. It is complete crap. I apologize for my language, everybody. It's not canon. It doesn't stick to the comic books. It doesn't do any part of any of that. There is no character in all of recorded Marvel comic book history named Marvel. That is not where the name comes from. That's nothing. That is the complete throwaway character. I feel bad for Annette Bening. I love seeing Annette Bening in the MCU, and I'm hoping that maybe she'll come back as the Supreme Intelligence. But as a throwaway character, it was terrible. There is no such character Marvel anywhere in comic book lore. So, except for the origin story, which is complete nonsense, but there's a reason for that. This is also before Marvel owns the rights for the mutants, and they can't give her a story. J-Mac, are you agreeing with me or disagreeing with me? I'm trying to figure that out.
I'm just waiting for you to be done and give me my chance to talk, because I'm about to rip this shit apart.
He's over here just itching to say some shit. Damn.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Let's just throw it to J-Mac. J-Mac, why don't you tell us what all was wrong about it? Because there is an abundance in terms of the difference between the movie and the comic books.
Did you like it or hate it first?
I completely hate this movie. I hate this character, and this was not the origin story of Captain Marvel.
No, it's not even
this
close.
this was the theft story of Marvel Comics stealing the name Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel was the name of the DC character that they turned into Shazam, because Shazam is what he said to turn into Captain Marvel. This is some BS character out of nowhere. They made this character just because they had the friggin' name. That Captain Marvel is a DC character. This is total BS. This whole movie, this whole character is just garbage, and they need to be done with it. They said, oh, now we've got a DC name. Now we're going to put a DC, we're going to basically give you a female Superman that can shoot lasers out of her hands. And that's all it was. They stole everything from DC. This movie's crap. It didn't deserve to be made.
Right?
Huh?
Well, you know the company's called Marvel, right?
Yes, but Captain Marvel was around before this was.
You act like Marvel was like this exclusive property that nobody ever came up with it. I mean, they actually named their company. I get that, they might have had the name first or the character first, but to be like, hey, they pretty much stole it seems like kind of a reach to me.
They legally have the rights to the name Captain Marvel, because DC just said, we're not fighting over it. We'll change the name to Shazam and be done with it. But you go back to the 1930s with the serials, Captain Marvel was a DC character alongside Superman. He was pretty much just as powerful as Superman almost in certain ways, because he was the one who always fought Black Adam and everything. But then when they just gave it up and said, y'all, cool, take it. We'll just change his name to Shazam.
I am not familiar with the specifics on the DC character or if they actually called it Captain Marvel. I'm not familiar with that.
He was Captain Marvel.
The origins of the character are similar to a DC character that at least released in comics before Captain Marvel released in the Marvel comic books.
Captain Marvel was it's not the same character.
No.
Marvel Comics did their own thing with the name and their own character with it. But the name Captain Marvel is an original DC character.
All right, Uncle Slam, what are your thoughts on it?
I didn't have a problem with the movie. It's not my favorite movie, but I thought it was a solid movie. I didn't mind. I mean, I'm not as passionate about it as the legend over here, obviously. But I thought it was an okay movie. I mean, nothing that was like I could watch it again. I don't know if I would pay to watch it again. If I was watching it at home, I'd put it on, I'd watch it or whatever. But I don't think I'd go back to the movie theater to see it.
I'd rather watch paint dry.
Had a decent story and stuff, little twist, because at first, they made you think that she was the good guys and that the other people were the bad guys, and then later on you know realize that it's kind of flip flop, that you know the good guys are really the bad guys, the bad guys are good guys type shit. So I thought it had kind of a little sappy story with her, you know, thinking that she's from one place, it turns out that she's really from another. So I liked it. Like I said, I mean it was a fair. Like I said, I mean I don't care about the whole Marvel thing as much and shit. I do kind of care more about the origin, but I know that Marvel always takes liberties when they make movies anyway, so that's nothing new.
And they didn't have the rights to do the mutants, so they couldn't give her an accurate origin story, even if they wanted to, because at the time Captain Marvel released, they still didn't own the X-Men back. They didn't have the rights to do any mutant storyline. That's why Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch technically aren't mutants in this universe. They're called enhanced. They were enhanced by Loki's scepter and the Soul Stone or the Mind Stone, and because they didn't have mutants, so they brought them in the only way that they actually could. Andrew, what are your thoughts on Captain Marvel?
I don't really remember a whole lot of it. Again, I went to the theater because it was cheap. The theater was cheap, you know, $5 for the theater and $7 for a large popcorn and large drink. So I love the popcorn there, so that's why I go to see it. I will say something about Brie Larson. I thought she was incredibly bad.
Okay,
she's terrible. She's terrible.
Horrible.
She's not a good actress at all.
Before I went to see this, I'm listening to a radio station, and the DJs were saying that this movie was probably the best one that they've seen in the Marvel universe. It tied everything together. They're just going on and on about it. The day I went to see it, I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see this. I went there that night. I'm like, this is horrible.
That's false advertising.
Yeah, this was absolutely horrible.
That's not, because I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, this movie's not the best, but I definitely would not say that it ties everything. It has nothing to do with tying everything together.
That's what I thought when I was there. I walked out, like, it didn't tie anything together. The only part of
tying everything together is this scene right here. We get Agent Coulson back, and we get Nick Fury, and we get Sam Jackson to be in the movie. And of course, I don't know about you guys, but even though Agent Coulson's not a comic book character, I liked his addition in the movies. I grew very fond of him, and when he died, it was sad. So it was cool to see him come back, you know, to be able to come back to a movie that predates the stuff. So it was cool to see Agent Coulson back. I did like that. That was probably about my favorite part of the movie. I also did not think it was super great. I'm not a fan of the superheroes who are, I'm like Superman, like J-Mac was saying, Superman, Captain Marvel. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of these superheroes who are just completely indestructible. But
he's not.
If they can't lose. Oh, I don't want to get into it, J-Mac.
But they're not. But you're using false words because he can lose. He loses almost every story.
Yeah.
He just overcomes that loss just like every other superhero.
Yeah. Conveniently, everybody has Krypton.
Well, conveniently, Iron Man can be beat up. Conveniently, Spider-Man gets beat up by Doc Ock. Every superhero gets beat up conveniently.
I disagree with that. That's what I'm saying.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
One weakness.
How do you make superhero movies unless the superhero is almost defeated?
You make them
and he overcomes that defeat.
Right.
Rocky got beat up too.
Perfect question. How do you do that? You make them real people, not indestructible. Superman, Captain Marvel.
He's not indestructible
because that's what they're superhuman.
He's not indestructible though.
They can't this and that.
Rocky Balboa got beat up too.
But he's not indestructible.
Human being.
Then he's not a superhero. Then he's not a superhero.
He dies.
So
I'm just saying they're not indestructible.
I know it gets under J-Max. I know it gets under J-Max skin when I diss Superman. It's okay.
It's not. No. That's not what gets under my skin. What gets under my skin is when people say that Superman is a superhero that's indestructible, because he's not. Because just like every other superhero movie, whether Batman, whether Spider-Man, whether Iron Man, they get to the brink of being defeated. And then that's what makes them a superhero, is they overcome that defeat.
Rocky.
I'm not a fan of Superman.
And yes, Rocky is a superhero. He's one of mine.
Slam, go ahead.
What'd you say?
I said it's the plot armor that saves them.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's every superhero movie. No superhero is indestructible. Every superhero has a weakness that they can be taken out with. It's overcoming that every time.
I see the difference in that. I'm not, and that's the same reason I'm not a Captain Marvel fan. I don't like that these superheroes who are so OP. But I have a couple of fun visuals.
Thor is a great one.
Get off
Yes,
this.
he's overpowered.
I already screwed that visual.
Was
up.
that
So
Laura
we won't go
Benning?
there. Yeah, that was Annette Benning, but I already screwed the visual up.
Net
The
bidding.
question.
Yeah. Net
I
bidding.
already said who she.
She's Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel, and in this scene, she's playing the Supreme Intelligence.
There's so many
All right.
plot holes in this too.
Yeah, we're not going to get into all that. We don't have time for it. But does anybody
What about
know
the
what this
Blockbuster?
Got plenty of
ancient
time.
building is?
Blockbuster. We all know what that is.
What
That
did
says
you used to do
Blockbuster right there, dude.
Man,
Uncle Slam, what did we used to do at Blockbuster?
we didn't do
You
anything
went
at Blockbuster. We did it at Ken's Video.
Well, I had a Blockbuster in my town, so we went to Blockbuster. Actually,
Josh, no, you didn't. We went to
So did
Ken's
I.
Video, man.
I know there was a Ken's on one side of town and a Blockbuster on the other.
Yeah. Blockbuster put Ken's out of business
Do you know why Blockbuster's now out of business?
because nobody rents movies
Netflix.
and streaming.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Netflix
Well,
put them out of
they
business.
didn't buy Netflix when they had a chance. They were
but
stupid.
it's terrible because, well, we won't get into that because digital copies and all that crap is not better than physical copies. Well, it's not, because then you can just, once it's all digital, then there's no hard copies for anything, and they can just censor it and manipulate it how they want.
Don't worry, everybody's going to learn real soon. As soon as PlayStation comes out, the next PlayStation comes out with all their only digital copies, no physical copies, and no one buys
Sony's already went back on that.
That's
Because
whatever. But
Xbox,
this is not the Sony
Xbox does it.
episode.
Right.
Can anybody tell me what this is?
It's a cat.
No,
Somebody
it's
has
not a cat. First of all,
Well, it's
No.
the cat. It walks around as a cat.
yes,
Flarf, or no, Flarf,
close.
A Flarfignugan.
Flarver. Oh, what is
You're
that?
close, Slam.
Damn, it's killing me because I've heard it said like a million times. God damn it. I
Andrew?
don't know.
Oh, I haven't a clue.
The Flurkin.
The Flurkin. I knew.
Oh,
it was
that's
close.
right, the
Yes,
Flurkin.
The Flurkin. I knew it was some Flurkin, Flurkin.
So basically, somebody was watching the chef from the Muppets and came up with this name.
Flurkin.
You heard you Flurkin.
Can anybody remember what the assessed threat level of the Flurkin was compared to the humans?
Oh, like high or something
7.
like that. Because
I
I
was
think
high.
humans were like a 2 or something like that.
Yeah. It was a high rating for the Flurkin, and the humans were low at like a 2.
Yeah.
The Stan Lee cameo.
Mallrats.
Oh, on the bus.
Yep. Can anybody tell me what the significance of him reading a Mallrats script is?
I've never seen Mallrats, so I don't know.
Oh, because the guy that
What's his name?
Smith, Kevin Smith. He did Mallrats, and then he's
Yeah.
starting to do something with Marvel now.
yeah,
Nope.
that's not it.
Nope.
Didn't Bruce Lee have something to do with Mallrats too?
What? Did you say Bruce Lee?
Yeah, whatever his name is. No, Stan Lee,
Stan Lee.
Bruce
Stan Lee.
Yeah.
He said Bruce
All the
Lee.
same guys.
Bruce
He was like,
Lee.
let me tell
Stan,
you,
not-
you've
we're
got to
talking about
avoid the
Bruce's-
rats at the mall.
We're talking about Bruce's American cousin Stan.
Okay.
He was standing out in front of Kung Fu.
This whole-
What's that? The Panda Express. He was
God.
trying to sell some chicken. Bruce Lee at the mall rat.
Oh.
This whole episode has gone down the toilet. Just write down.
Well, I mean, neither one of these movies were great anyway, so
yeah, true.
we had to provide some kind of entertainment
That's
because
true.
these movies didn't provide shit.
So the significance is when this movie is happening at that time, Stan Lee is in Mallrats. He has a little cameo appearance as himself in
Did
Mallrats.
I just not say that he had something to do with Mallrats?
Well,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said you were close, but now
Okay.
this is the significance of bringing this up because the MCU established that Stan Lee is also a person inside the MCU.
So Mallrats is part of the MCU, is what you're saying.
That's actually what I'm
No.
saying. That's what you're saying. What
Well, it has
I'm
to be.
saying-
You just said Stan Lee was in both movies and he was playing
what I'm
himself.
saying is that the MCU established that Stan Lee, the person, is a person inside the MCU, not
Right.
just a person.
So
in
that
real
could,
life,
that
an
would
actor
that's
playing
what I
something.
just said. So he connects the fact that Mallrats is a part of the Marvel comic universe
No.
Wow.
by
Wow.
association.
Since
Where
we're
you
going
get
off on
this?
tangents, I'm going to say this: the two best Kevin Smith movie are Clerks and Chasing Amy. There you go.
Never seen either one of them.
Nope, me either.
Fantastic movies.
I'm so glad I brought that up, everybody. This is a great episode. I'm really
I'm just
excited about doing it again.
Hey,
Again,
please,
we've got to talk
I
about
warned
something with
people-
these movies.
I warned people at the beginning of this
Maybe the
episode.
movies.
Yep.
All right. I don't have any other visuals, so let's rate it 1 to 5. I'm going to go first, so that way we can get we can get some positivity in before we hit the
There
negative.
we go.
How come Carol doesn't immediately remember ours?
She had amnesia. She got blown up from a plane wreck.
Yeah, that goes to her.
Man, y'all
That
are so
connects.
harsh.
That connects to her nonsense origin story. And
Right,
So you
'cause
can
it's
poke
stupid.
holes in that all you want because it connects to her nonsense
I'm gonna
origin story.
poke
so it
hole
doesn't
in
matter.
all of it because they stole this shit.
The movie itself wasn't. It was definitely not the best of the Marvel movies. And it was up there with some of the worst Marvel movies in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the superhero who's indestructible, so I'm not a super fan of Captain Marvel anyway. I think they messed up the origins, not being able to do her as a mutant, having her undercover as a Kree, and she doesn't know. None of that fits. None of that is relevant or has to do with Carol Danvers or the Captain Marvel character. All of it, the entire origin part of this origin movie is incorrect and wrong.
You're right, because it's a dude that was homeless that said Shazam and turned into it.
Well, we're talking about Marvel's. We're talking about Marvel's Captain Marvel here, not the.
It's the same name. It's the same exact name. They just switched the character.
I'm just clarifying for our viewers so they don't get confused if they're assuming that they're still tuned in at this point. So not being a fan of many aspects of this movie and Captain Marvel, I'm going to have to give this one a 1. So
damn, that's hard.
Dude, I have to. I don't think it was any good, and I'm giving it. Listen, this is why I'm giving it a 1. This is why I'm giving it a 1. This is why it gets a 1, because we got Samuel L. Jackson and we got to see Agent Coulson come back as a character. That's why it gets a 1.
I enjoyed the origin story of Samuel L. Jackson's eye patch more than I enjoyed the origin story of friggin' this crap.
Which is also wrong. So that's what I'm saying.
Not.
No, it's not.
The cat scratched his eye in this movie. That's why he had to have the eye patch.
That's not the right origin story of why Sam Jackson wears an eye patch. So
in this it is.
Let's see why Nick Fury comics. So I'm going to give it a 1.
Well, I'm not talking about the comics. I'm talking about this movie. I enjoyed that part of this movie better than I did the movie itself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, which is still kind of garbage. So all right, Uncle Slam, what are you going to rate it, buddy? Let's start with you.
I'm going to be generous because I didn't hate it like y'all did. I thought it was okay. I thought there was moments that I liked better than others. It definitely is not my favorite. I'm just going to go middle of the road. I'm going to say about a 3. About 3 slams.
Wow.
Because like I said, I didn't hate the movie. I could watch it if it was on TV. I wouldn't pay to watch it again. But yeah, it was just okay. It was a 3. Like I said, average. Nothing to brag about. Like I wouldn't be like, man, this is the best Marvel movie ever. Obviously, that's the end game and shit.
Then we know you was a liar.
Yeah. I would like to point out that Captain Marvel does have watch value, potentially at least for things that'll come ahead in the MCU. We're not there yet, but the Eternals actually have watch value because of what's going to be coming up in Doomsday. So
even though nobody watched it,
and because of the big being that was coming out of it, but that's besides the point. That's for another time. J-Mac, go ahead. Give us your rating.
Well, for Captain Marvel, I'm going to go with a -1 million. And I would urge anybody that actually enjoys this movie to rethink your life. And go find out what real comic book characters and superheroes are and stop listening to this ignorant nonsense. But yeah, I don't like this movie. I would not suggest this movie. So mine's -1 million. Headlocks.
Whoa. So this movie was worse than Thor?
Yep, I'd watch every Thor movie before I ever looked at this again.
We're coming up.
I'd watch Ragnarok again before I'd watch this.
Slam. You know what I would not watch over this? You know what I would choose?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would not watch Love and Thunder. I would not watch
I would.
Love and Thunder over
you're
this.
smoking
I would
crack.
watch Captain Marvel. I would watch Captain Marvel way over Love and Thunder. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I
hell
don't know
yeah.
if you know
Yes,
that.
yes. I
Yes.
agree with you there. I wouldn't,
But
like, it's going to be pure torture watching that movie again because it's so fucking bad.
oh yeah, when we get to Love and Thunder, I'm going to turn into J-Mac for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes,
That's for
yes.
sure.
I'll agree with J Mac on that. For once, we will agree.
Yeah,
when it comes to a Thor movie, it'll be Love and Thunder.
So
I
we should
promise
just
you.
all agree right now that it's shit and just not even cover that movie.
There's some
Save the
story.
audience. And,
Unfortunately, there's some story in there. It'll likely be like the Ant-Man and the Wasp. We didn't really take that long on that, and we're not taking very long on this movie. Like the entertainment that we've provided that has not been about the movie is where the extra 15 minutes. We should only be 40 minutes in at this point.
That's a good thing.
All right, Andrew, what is your rating for Captain Marvel?
I want to point this out. Now, every time I turn it, seems like every time I turn it to the station FX or AMC or TNT, they have some sort of superhero movie playing. All right, all the time I turn it to these stations. Never once have I seen Captain Marvel there. Never once have I seen Ant-Man and the Wasp. Never once have I seen any of the Guardian of the Galaxy movies. I've seen the Captain America movies, the Iron Man movies, the Avenger movies, the Thor movies. I haven't seen the other ones. Okay, keep that in mind. So if the TV's not even going to play them, they're bad. Just that simple. So that being said, I think Brie Larson is nice to look at, as long as she keeps her mouth shut. So that was why I'll give it a half a shot.
A half a shot, okay.
Yes.
Now listen, let me ask you guys one last thing before we wrap up here. Is it Brie Larson or was it the writing?
It was the fact that they made the movie.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know what else Brie Larson has been in, so I don't recall seeing her in anything else.
Did you see the Terminator series?
Didn't see it.
See, I liked her in that series, but she didn't talk much. She was a robot, so it kind of worked for her.
This is the reason why I don't like this, and I don't. And no, I mean honestly and truthfully, because I just looked it up again to refresh myself and everything, because. And I get it from a business standpoint, but from a fan standpoint and letting the fans have what they want, Marvel needs to give up this name. Marvel literally bought this name. No, hold on. Because what it was DC got it, and they got it from the guys who created the Captain America or Captain Marvel character. The one that said Shazam. They made him to rival Superman back in the day. In the 30s, it was late 30s. And because of a long lawsuit and everything, they lost out.
How many times are you going to kick this horse? Yeah, we heard this.
Okay, well, let me finish. So that's what I'm trying to get to is why I don't like it. Is because Marvel is just holding on to the name to deny DC. Because it literally says right here, Marvel has no interest.
They're in a different level than DC.
I understand now they are.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is the reason that they've kept the name throughout history is because of the fact that they just didn't want DC getting their hands back on it so that they could put it back to the Shazam character. Because they literally release like one comic every 7 years. Just to be able to keep the name and the domain.
If I own Marvel Comics and I have the rights to a character named Captain Marvel that another company wants, why would I give them?
I just said that I understand it. I understand it business wise.
Yeah,
but for the fans, it sucks because it's not.
How?
And
especially
that's what I'm saying.
I think you might be one of the only fans that give it crap about that. I'll be honest with you.
Died on the heel.
There are several people that I've talked to that wish the Shazam movie could have been way different, but because Marvel has the rights to the name, they didn't like. Which I mean, they clowned that movie too, but that's a whole nother thing.
You think
which movie was better, Captain Marvel or Shazam?
Yes, because the name changes. The name changes the origin story because he wasn't Captain Marvel. Billy didn't turn into Shazam.
They're going to change.
He
the
said
origin,
Shazam.
However, they're going to fucking do it. It doesn't. To me, like I said, I don't get why you're so just stuck on this. They took Marvel, DC used to have it, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't
It's the pettiness of it. Give the fans what they want.
You're the only fan.
Like,
That's what you're.
But I'm not the only
You're
fan.
representing dozens of people. Everybody, J-Mac is here to represent dozens.
No, there's literally a whole online. There's a whole online community of millions of people that around the world that love Shazam, but they want it to be Captain Marvel, the original.
I just don't care. I don't see the big deal about it, like I said.
It's the pettiness of just not letting the fans have what the fans want. Because if they're not going to do anything with it, and I get the business aspect of it. I totally get that. But it's just, we do everything for the fans. Marvel's got enough. So is it really, with DC's recent history, is it going to hurt Marvel to let them have one little name?
The name of their company? Yes. I'm going to hit the eject
button. But that's
button
not, Captain Marvel's not the name of their company. Marvel's the name of their company.
I'm going to hit the eject button on this episode for everybody involved, and I'm going to take us to the exits. Andrew, Popcorn and Whiskey, are you going live tonight, my friend, or is it
I don't
next
know.
week? Go tune in. Go check him out. Go follow Andrew. Poletto
I don't know
on
if I can top this nerd fest. And
I know, man. This is gonna be one of the hardest episodes to top in all of Mayhem history. I can assure you of that, my friend. But go check out Popcorn and Whiskey, available on his page. Go search Andrew Poletto on Facebook and give him a follow. Underneath me are the tag team guys, Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, who are going to be live next Friday night. They're live every Friday night, and they do double headers most of those Friday nights. So make sure you tune in to them. When we do episodes before them on Friday nights, it's a whole evening plan because Andrew also goes live on Friday night. So when you want a whole evening of excellent podcasting, tune in to all of us on Friday evenings. Mayhem, Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, and Popcorn and Whiskey, and get your fill.
He actually said excellent with a straight face.
And if you want a big surprise on Headlocks, tune in Friday night, 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Listen, if I've made it through, Andrew, I have kept my professional face on through 90% of this episode, and I can assure you that was nothing short of miraculous. So I want to thank you guys for coming on and making this episode.
Side. Professionalism at its finest tonight. Yes.
Oh, that's a word for it. Professionalism. That's one word for it. I have a few others, but we're not going to go into that. Uncle Slam, of course, is on my side, and of course, we know what we're talking about. So it's been fun. It's been excellent, and this episode.
You know what you're talking about, but none of the fans had a clue.
This episode, J-Mac is here to represent the dozens of you who care about Shazam.
That's a dozen more than understood what y'all was saying.
He's here to represent the dozens of you.
That's right.
Who are Shazam fans, lifelong. Who
They're marching in the streets outside my house right now.
Yeah, I can see them. All right. Thank you. This episode was definitely a lot something else than it wouldn't be without you guys. So I want to appreciate you because it's always fun to do entertainment episodes and
MCU Mayhem comic universe.
Train wrecks are always fun to witness.
As long as nobody gets injured.
Yeah, as long as nobody gets injured. So enjoy this train wreck
and no chemical spill.
Please leave a comment, and of course, in 2 weeks. Tune in for Endgame. That's going to be a really great episode. We'll have the full quorum back for Endgame. And, of course, anybody who's really a Marvel fan, I think, is going to be a fan of Endgame. It's the best one. So tune into that 2 weeks. And, yes, of course, Shazam. We'll put that on the list. We'll include that on the MCU list. Shazam. We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks also. But until then, I am the bad guy of podcasting. Thank you all for watching. That's the end.